Guys, I'm with AxemRed.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Yeah, man. I'm doing Dragon Quest Heroes 2.
Yes, he is!
So, let's get it on like donkey. I'm not gonna say fight on. It's not a fighting game, but it's got some fights.
It's a hack and slash, so you're gonna be doing a lot of fighting.
Yeah. Good luck.
To those of you who enjoy the Dynasty Warriors series, a lot of people have differing opinions on which Dynasty Warriors games are the best and which Dynasty Warriors spin-offs are the best. There's usually arguments between Hyrule Warriors, Dynasty Warriors Gundam, and things like that, but in my opinion, none are better than the formula of Dragon Quest Heroes. It's perfect. It integrates all the features of Dragon Quest so well into a hack and slash game that it really feels like an action RPG hack and slash hybrid in all the senses of all those things combined. And on top of that, there's a lot of cameos and a lot of playable characters from Dragon Quest characters from every Dragon Quest game, from, you know, one to, well, one, there's only one character, not really from one, but from around, mostly from 4 onward.
Yeah.
And the last one, Dragon Quest Heroes 1, there weren't any characters from Dragon Quest 8. Well, no, wait, I take that back. There was characters from Dragon Quest 8. There wasn't characters from Dragon Quest 7, and there were certain characters that a lot of people wanted that were missing, like a lot of people wanted Angelo from Dragon Quest 8 to be in there. Well, Angelo's in this one, and quite a few others. Tarenko is a playable character from Dragon Quest 4, and some returning characters. A lot of the Dragon Quest 6 cast is back.
Yeah.
So this game is a lot of fun, and definitely has a lot of content that is nice throwback for any Dragon Quest fan.
I'm gonna do the first part of the Let's Play, guys, so please like, share, and subscribe to the network. Guys, to the Transatlantic. Yeah. Let's get it on like Donkey Kong. Alright. Okay. I'm happy with the changes. Yep. I don't embarrass you guys for the live streams. Leave a comment if you. Ooh, this is interesting. I think I might like. I'm gonna like this story mode as well. So.
Yeah, it's very well done. Everything is really well done, to be honest. The visuals, the characters, the combat, it was almost like Dragon Quest Heroes 1 was a great experiment to see if it could work. And it worked pretty well, but Dragon Quest Heroes 2 is taking all that old formula and refining it and making it way better, and so that's the difference between the two. Like, I loved Dragon Quest Heroes 1, but 2 just takes all the good parts and makes them that much better, and adds a bunch more stuff to it, and all kinds of extra features, including co-op mode, which is exactly what we're going to be doing in the near future. But unfortunately, you can't just jump right in and play the campaign co-op right from the get-go. You have to reach a certain point in the game. Like most online co-op games these days, they have a campaign co-op. There's certain criteria that has to be met. It's a little unfortunate because when I played Dynasty Warriors Gundam 1, I played the whole game with my brother, and that was an awesome game all around. Most Dynasty Warriors games are all very well done with their co-op systems, but I guess when they license another brand for their games, it's a little harder to decide what to do with the co-op. Like Hyrule Warriors, for example, was it had co-op, and you could play the whole game co-op, and it was fun. But if anyone with a Wii U knows how that works, if you're playing local, that means one person gets the TV and one person gets the gamepad, and you can't have split screen at all. You have to do it that way, which is kind of dumb. But then again, at least you can play it co-op.
Must be all this history I've been reading up on. Can't wait to get these exams out of the way.
And Hyrule Warriors was another excellent addition to the spin-offs for Dynasty Warriors games. It was done really well too.
The people of the world made
yeah, it's just weird to me because I've played so many Dragon Quest games, and most of the old ones, you know, they don't have voice actors. So.
I know some of the voice actors. One from Peppa Pig. I'm not gonna mention.
Better late than never.
So you guessed I was napping, eh? You know me too well.
I can't wait to join you in
How did I come to have such a lazy bones for a cousin?
Cousin? You never told
yeah,
me you two were related.
I'm actually probably gonna.
So, how did you two meet?
Just get on doing that in a second here, just to kind of get a wide gap between us. Now the way, if anybody out there is wondering, it is kind of weird how this is set up, but again, I'm just glad they have co-op at all. The way it's set up in this game is that all the story missions and all the side quests and every mission can be played co-op, but the kicker is that the player joining the game for the host has to have finished that mission at least, or they can't join. So you actually have to be just a little bit further than the person you're joining. But that's not that big of a problem, considering it is a little lame that you can't just progress through the game together. There's no going through the towns and maps and things. You can only team up for the quests, but that's only what you really want to team up for anyway. But the most important part about that is that, well, it sucks that somebody's gonna have to play the missions more than once, but the good part is that due to the RPG level up system, it can actually help a lot to get a few extra levels and play some of the same missions again. So yeah, it's not too big of a hindrance because it can be really beneficial.
Maybe something like, don't you dare fight each other again!
If you want to add us on PSN or message us on PSN,
I see you're every bit
our
as
PSN
reckless as ever.
is down below.
I see you're every bit as scared of a little fun.
Me?
And,
yeah, feel free to message us on PSN or join the Transatlantic Gaming community on PS4. We've got a community for everyone who watches our channel, everybody interested in the games we play. We always play a lot of fighting games, but we play a lot of other games too. In the near future, Gundam Versus is coming out, as well as Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, and those are all some big multiplayer fighting games that are going to have a big audience when they're first released. So come release day, anybody wanting to play with us, give us a shout. Either here on YouTube, on the community, or just drop us a line on our PS4 user accounts. My name is AxemRed. MLA's name will be in the description, I'm sure. My name will be in the description, I'm sure. And so, one way or another, go ahead and drop us a line. Let us know you watched the videos. Just make sure, one thing, that make sure you let us know you watched our YouTube videos, because we've both been getting, especially me, I don't know about you MLA anymore, but I've been getting a ton of spam from people that are obviously have no knowledge of me at all, and they keep saying the same things with different account names, and it seems like an obvious attempt to have someone, what do you call it? Basically, just gain access to your, some features of your account, trying to get some information on you. I've been trying to be wary of that and delete any messages or friend requests I get from people like that. So if you do message us, please just make sure you let us know, hey, check you guys out on your channel. And
guys.
was looking to play with you guys, just so we know it's somebody that actually is not trying to screw with us and somebody that actually wants to play. We're open to play with anybody of any skill level, whether you whoop our ass or whether we can help you out and teach you some stuff too. Whatever it is, whatever skill level you are, everybody's welcome.
Now, let's look at spells and special abilities. Remember, both cost magic points to use.
I mean the magic
Go ahead and
points,
try
the
using
spells, and the tutorials.
Oh, nice. Learn how to use the spells. Nice.
I'm almost
Are you playing the male or the female?
Last year.
And the male.
I see that the old
Male?
rivalry
Okay.
between you two is hotting up. Shall we finish by talking about tension? As I'm sure you have learned, both attacking and being attacked cause your tension to increase. The bar
Yeah,
at
in
the
Dragon
bottom
Quest
left of
Heroes
the
1,
screen
I'm
shows
sure
your
in this
current
game
tension
too,
level.
you can
Now,
switch
let
between
spirit of
the
cousin
characters you're
competition
using and the
go free
characters that are in
and
your
fill that
party
bar.
pretty easily. It makes there's in between quests you can change your party members, you can change their gear, you can buy items and do whatever else you need. But yeah, it's.
A disgraceful display. Don't expect me to say
I actually
your
played
next
this
line
game's
treats.
Japanese demo before it actually came out even in Japan because I was so looking forward to it. And even back then I knew it was awesome. So. I'm sure people have guessed by now with my Dragon Quest gameplay videos and how much I'm talking about it, but Dragon Quest is one of my favorite series. I love Dragon Quest. It's probably my favorite JRPG series of all time. To be clear. My favorite JRPG of all time is just a single one-off game, but my favorite series is probably Dragon Quest. Which unfortunately has never really picked up momentum outside of Japan. It's still a powerhouse in Japan. It's at least as big, if not bigger than Zelda in Japan. But
Not too bad yourself.
in America and the UK, it just never gained much traction. It was partly because of bad timing and bad localization, bad translations, all kinds of things during the NES and Super NES era. In fact, Europe didn't get any Dragon Quest games until Dragon Quest VIII on PS2, which is why Dragon Quest VIII in Europe is actually called Dragon Quest Journey of the Cursed King, not Dragon Quest VIII Journey of the Cursed King. So, strangely, it is a very different situation with this game depending on what part of the world you're in. If you're in Japan, Dragon Quest is a giant powerhouse that is beloved by tons of people. In fact, going back in time and reading a list of the top 10 best-selling JRPGs of all time in Japan, Dragon Quest III is number 3 on the list, and it's only behind Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy VII. So, goes to show you that, man, right behind Dragon Quest, or right behind Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy VII is Dragon Quest III, which was released on the NES or the Famicom in the
People are in danger.
mid to late
Let's do what we
1980s.
were trained to do.
And it is such a fantastic game that it's easy to see why when you go back and play Dragon Quest III. In fact, I do recommend, even if you have to emulate it, you can always buy a copy of the game legitimately now from the Japanese PlayStation Network, like I did for Dragon Quest 1 and 2 and 3, and then you can download the Super Nintendo versions of those games and get the English patch version and play a much better version of Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3. Both better looking and fully translated to English that were originally released on the Super Nintendo. And unfortunately, those versions never got a release anywhere else outside of Japan. And Dragon Quest 3 in particular,
This game is
after I
awesome.
finished...
I
Yes,
love
it is. Isn't it just like, it's so different than other Dynasty Warriors games. It's got so much more going on for it. And
It's like
the way the
Dynasty
combat
War.
works.
Thanks
Prince
for
of
recommending
Tunisia.
me this.
We're old friends.
Pick
Oh,
this,
no problem.
Kind of.
man. Pick
To
this
be
game.
fair, I'm not trying to, just for full disclosure here too, I basically bought this game for me and MLA, so that we could play, so that we could play co-op together because I was really looking forward to this game and I wanted to play it co-op really badly, so yeah, I figured what better way than be able to play with MLA on a
I
game
have
like Dragon Quest
experience with Dynasty Warriors, guys, as well.
Yeah.
So,
See, I do too, but the thing is like I said, this game is, it does such a good job. Basically, how do you call it? Like, tweaking the Dynasty Warriors formula to feel more like a Dragon Quest game in a lot of ways.
what's the other enemy?
The fight's gone out of them.
That's the enemy designs, the items, the looks, the spells, the mana, the features of what essentially is tension gauge,
Yeah.
which was kind of introduced
like
in
the
Dragon
last of
Quest 8. Tension gauge was released in 8. But essentially the tension gauge, when it fills up all the way, you can do a very powerful attack. And the variation of characters in the game, and the fact that there's a lot of
a new character joined the party.
the chick with the axe.
Yep.
Wow, you're there already, man. Actually, I hope that I can. Hope I can join your game. I'm not too much further ahead of you, to be honest, but this next area is important.
Watch out, you two.
So that's-
They call these things nightclubbers for a reason. If that club hits you, it's night-night.
This game is awesome, dude. Circle is the I get it.
Yeah, circle is how you enter the. It tells you about it on the discussion there too. Did you read that?
Yep.
Okay.
Looks
Yeah,
like he's worn himself out. Now's our chance. Attack!
It's enormous.
This game is
Since
awesome,
when did the
though.
Tunisian army start using these?
It reminds me of
Nightclubbers may be
Metal
big, but they take a while to
Gear
recover their
Rising
footing after
slightly as
attacking.
well.
Wait
With
for
the
him to
camera.
swing
Yeah,
his club.
in a way it is. It's strange you bring that up because in a way it kind of is, even though it's not. It's what's it called? It does have that sort of feel to it where it's like a it's not quite as flashy and it's not quite as crazy, but it's still a really really fast-paced action game with great visuals, great character models that really flows great.
And this guy is annoying me the fat flop. creature with the dragon wings?
Oh, that guy, yeah. You make sure you dodge, and if he does the one where he hovers in the air for a long time, watch for the shockwave and jump it. So, but as soon as your tension gauge builds up all the way, just use that and then start busting out your magic, and when it's almost out, use your ultimate attack, and it should finish him off.
Can you use the
Don't get
spells
cocky,
as well
you two.
too?
There's nothing
Yeah,
more
when you're
dangerous than a
when
cornered
your
beast.
tension is at max, you don't take any damage. You don't lose any MP, so you can keep using spells. And it's you have that access to that ability to finish them off, where you do one character-specific attack that
I just killed it.
pretty much. Yes. Oh man, that was fast. Good work. Well, you're almost where I am now already. I think we're both gonna have to. I guess for today, we're probably just gonna have to both progress through to make it to a point where the next time we play, we'll be able to do co-op, because I don't think either of us are gonna be able to make it far enough to where we can play co-op yet.
Yes, no doubt about it.
But
If the
that's
prince
all right.
himself
Hey,
is
let's
leading the attack, then
just
Yeah.
go ahead and keep
terrible
streaming
must
it for
happen.
today, and then in the near future
Not
we'll be
bad
doing
at
co-op
all.
sessions. So
You did well out there today.
Thanks to you.
so that
If you
whatever
hadn't
ends up
stepped in when you
happening,
did, well,
Who are you?
we'll be able to
anyway?
play
You're
together.
not from around these parts.
I
Because
think it's not too
honestly,
far
can't
away
just go
for the
asking who
co-op.
she is like that.
Right.
You haven't even introduced yourself.
yeah, no, I don't think it's too far off either. You're about to get to the like open kind of field map where
It looks like these gentlemen are keen
you
to
can
have
kind
a
of
little
leave the
word with
castle
us.
area and move on to some of the more what's it called?
The full circumstances have yet
Areas
to be
that are
established,
kind of
but
character
it has
specific,
been confirmed
or
beyond
not
doubt
character,
that the
quest
two
specific
Lysians were
areas,
deep behind this attack. The question
where you
of
start
why,
following the
however,
storyline.
What does it matter why? We were attacked without warning or provocation.
And up until
Firm
now,
and
this is
decisive
kind of just an
retaliation is the
introductory
only
sequence
possible
where you
response.
kind of have
Your
some
Majesty,
tutorials, and
do so
you
would
get
be
to
to
go
abandon
through some
1,000 years
crazy
of
battles
peace
and
risk
hear
the
some
fulfillment
story
of the
and
prophecy.
such and such.
Pardons, Your Majesty.
Yeah. And thanks. And I won
forgive the
my
intrusion,
first trophy
We
in
bring
the
the
game.
warriors who
so-
repelled the Tunisians.
Ah,
As per your
congratulations.
command.
Good work.
So it was you who delivered the citizens of Harbor from peril. You have
There
my
he is.
heartfelt thanks.
Torinko is
don't
actually,
mention it, big
minor
man.
spoiler,
All in a day's work
Torinko
for
is
the
one of
likes
the
of
first
us.
characters
Seriously?
you
That's
get,
the king talking to you, idiot.
and after the chick with the axe, he's actually the next
who
character you get.
exactly are you?
Is anyone out there who's fans
Oh,
of Dragon
I'm-
Quest IV
sorry.
or
I'm a student
PlayStation
here in
games
Harbor.
like
I came from Tunisia to
the
study
game
at the
dedicated to
academy. And this is my cousin.
Torinko
Just
himself?
got here from Tunisia today. She's
what
come
did
for a
you say?
visit.
Yeah, he joins the party
You mean to
pretty
tell us
early,
that
so
Tunisian citizens were present
it's
in
pretty
the
awesome
capital
when you
prior
see
to
him.
the assault?
He's got his staff with the abacus on it,
Admit
and
it. You are agents
his
of the
backpack
enemy,
and
sent here to lay the
all
groundwork
his,
for this
all
cowardly
his-
attack.
That's not true. We just heard a commotion and came
iconic
running.
gear that
We
he
were only
carries
trying
with
to
him.
Enough
help.
of your lies. Do you take us for fools?
That's enough. Think
The
a moment.
characters that
Why would
are
spies
coming in
sent
from
by
to
Tunisia
me it's
fight
just
against their
awesome
own
seeing
army? It doesn't
characters
make sense.
like
These are not spies. They are heroes.
like-
I will gladly vouch for them.
But who are you exactly?
I always forget his name.
Forgive my
I think it's
rudeness.
Terry from
I am
Dragon Quest
Desdemona,
VI. He's got the
envoy of the
blue
High King of the
bandana, and
Court.
he's
I come at the behest of His Radiance himself.
really
Your Majesty,
uh,
my master.
he's kind of a
who
hard
I
ass,
am,
but he's an
bade me
awesome
make
character.
haste to harbor
And,
the moment Tunisian forces were observed.
he's just
crossing
seeing
the
his
border.
character model in
My
this game.
orders are simple.
Just
Do
seeing
everything in my power to
a
support
character
you
that was
in preventing
originally
the ravages of war from
a
blighting these
sprite
lands
in
again.
Dragon Quest VI, and then later was
We Harbors
remade
have
as a
no
model
desire to
in
take up
Dragon
arms
Quest
against
VI on
Tunisia.
the DS,
We are
and
more
seeing him in
inclined to
a
seek counsel with our
full-fledged
former allies
HD
and find a means
version of a
restoring
Dragon
peace.
Quest game
These
is,
hostilities must not
as a fan
continue.
of Dragon Quest, it's just so awesome to
This
see those old
end,
school
we
characters
hereby
from
call upon the
4
aid
and
of the
5
High
and 6
King.
actually
We humbly
fighting,
request that he
like
act as intermediary
battling
between
out
us
in
and
the
people
open.
of Tunisia.
Very good, Your Majesty. I will return
seeing
to
their
Accordia right
cool-looking
away.
models
Your
in a
words
game
will
like
greatly
this,
please
where
his
it's
radiance.
Wait, you have to let me come with you.
they
I
just
can't
look
just
so
stand by and do
good.
nothing while Denizia and Harbour tear each other apart.
Me neither.
I think the English
I'm coming
voice
too.
actors are not doing bad, but
Well, Your
Yeah,
Majesty,
it's not too bad. I will admit that. I'm so used to Japanese voice actors and everything. Yay,
Very
level
well,
up.
Lady Desdemona. Your
are
two
you
young
playing
friends may
the same
accompany
game?
you on your mission.
Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna try
Your
to
Majesty,
get as far ahead as I
solemnly swear
can,
we'll
so
do
that
everything in our power to.
Right,
hopefully
now we're
that by the time
talking. Leave
you're
it
ready
us,
to
big man.
play
We'll get the
co-op,
hiking to help even if
we'll
I have to twist his arm
at
off.
least be close to the same level in the same area, so that
You should
we
be
can play some
serious for
stuff
just
together
1 second.
very soon. And if not today, then at least very soon. So almost all the enemies too are enemies that are mainstay enemies from the Dragon Quest series. That's another element that's awesome. Like these, of course, there's slimes. Of course, there's the little cats that have the forget what you
this is the opening credits. You know, so.
Oh, are you there? Yeah, it's an awesome opening sequence too. I gotta say.
Yep.
Wow, there's a lot of hoods here.
Your favorite music track?
Yeah, God, I'll give the credit where it's due, and Koichi Sugiyama, man, he's an amazing classical composer from Japan. He's been the composer of Dragon Quest since the very first game in 1986, and
yeah, man.
he's just made some amazing music, and over the years it's just gotten better and better and better, and to me it's always interesting too to see the two they're both under the banner now for a long time. Squaresoft and Enix were not really rivals, but they were the two big game manufacturers that were the highest thought of the highest in terms of Japanese role-playing games. With Enix coming out with Dragon Quest, that was actually the first console role-playing game, Dragon Quest. That was at least fit the Japanese RPG turn-based style that would be the sort of the thing that people think of when they think of JRPGs, the turn-based console RPGs. Dragon Quest came out first. Final Fantasy came out shortly after that with, I can never remember his name, but the guy worked for Squaresoft. He had made quite a few games for them, but he was getting ready to leave the company. But he loved Dragon Quest so much, he loved RPGs so much, and he wanted his last game to be an RPG. And since it was a game that was an RPG, and it was a fantasy-oriented game, and it was going to be the last game he thought he was going to make, that's where the name Final Fantasy comes from. But because it was such a massive success, it obviously was not his last game, and he went on to do a lot more. But to compare and contrast the games is crazy. When you hear the soundtrack for Dragon Quest, it's very uplifting, exciting sounding, sort of very epic tale of warriors and monsters and dragons, and then versus Final Fantasy, where it's a lot darker, a lot sadder. It's still just as well done, and to contrast that, Akira Toriyama, the artist for Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball, was and still is the character or the artist for Dragon Quest, and so all of his designs became character models and monsters and everything else. Whereas for Squaresoft, they got the artist who did Vampire Hunter D to do the artwork for the first few Final Fantasy games. And so that's another big difference, is that that's a much, once again, a much like darker edged version of anime style with sort of more sinister sort of look to it, where everything has a more darker, gloomier appearance. Akira Toriyama's always had a very whimsical sort of look to it, where it's very.
I found some enemies.
Are you on the field right now?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, this is where you're gonna wanna at least fight to get at least one level up or two, so that you can be ready, because up on the hill where that priestess is talking to you, that's where you're gonna get your next character. But you have to fight some pretty tough enemies to get it done. So
yeah.
At least wait until you hit level 3 before you get there. But by now you should have already hit level 1 though, so it shouldn't be too big of a deal. But I mean, not level 1, level 2. You should already be level 2, so it shouldn't take too long to get to level 3 from there.
Yeah.
And by the way, I don't know if you have it set to simple mode or to standard, whatever it's called, but if you do have it set to the control scheme for the combat to be not set to simple, feel free to try out the combinations of light attacks and heavy attacks in conjunction with each other, because you'll do very different combos depending on what buttons you press. So
yeah, it showed me in the tutorial mission, like.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about it. Yeah.
I'm in the fields, and
that's where you're gonna see the slimes, and you know, I found the coolest thing I've ever seen. Now, as I've told most of you guys, I was a tattooer for. I still am a tattooer, but I've been tattooing for about 6 years, 5 or 6 years now, and I don't usually get tattooed anymore. I still have some friends in the business, and could probably go get work done if I wanted to, and just go hang out for the day, because it's a day where some friends of mine working in a shop aren't doing anything. I probably could just have them tattoo me and not even need to worry about buying it. But I really don't have much interest anymore. I've got so much work done that most of the things I really wanted I've already got now, and there's not much left I want to get. But
I can see a red gem, like the red gem.
Oh yeah, you need to walk up to that and press X. That's a warp stone, so that you can come back here with the Chimera Wing item.
Yeah.
But anyway, so back to what I was saying real quick. I saw a picture today. It's the coolest thing I've ever seen as far as artwork for like a game-themed tattoo. It's a slime, just a regular blue slime, with a sort of Day of the Dead style face on it, and banners and roses set up like old school traditional Americana tattoos. And the banners say a slime is approaching, and it's one of the coolest looking tattoos I've ever seen. I actually really want to get it now I've seen it. If you guys get a chance to check out Dragon Quest slime tattoos, I highly recommend checking it out. It's really cool. Even if you don't like getting tattooed, it's an awesome design. So. Hey, Tony. Good to give us a minute. We're in the middle of stream right now. Man, dude. So, where are you at right now, MLA? Did you find anything interesting other than the?
I'm fighting
there should be like
some enemies.
Okay. There should be some treasure chests nearby, like a couple of them. If you can find them. It's nothing super exciting, but it does have some items in them, so it's always nice to just open whatever you find. But, man, the map is huge. In this game.
Level 2, level 2 now, so.
Level 2? Okay. You can probably handle the quest up ahead to get the next character. Nice, I just hit level 4. Sweet.
Where's the
well, there's a cliff. If you keep walking along the pathways, you'll find a cliff with a that goes up kind of a hill where there's 2 rocks on the side, and in between the pathway there's like this nun in a blue robe, and she's standing outside of it, and she'll talk to you if you try to go in and tell you, hey, this area is going to be dangerous if you try to go in. Are you sure you want to go in? It's just basically to let you know, like, if you go in there and you're going to start an event, and you can't save until you finish it or anything like that. So, so yeah, if you want to move on with getting the next character and continuing to some harder enemies, that's where you need to go. But it'll be towards the northern side of the map. If from where you start off, you have to go sort of to the east and then look to the north for an area that goes upwards. So so yeah, that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, I found that. She looks like a
cool.
She looks like a nun, like.
Yeah, like I said, a nun, just a nun in a
yeah,
like a blue kind of robe. So.
Yeah.
Okay, looks like I found. Oh, here's the castle town. Okay, cool.
I love this game, man.
Good, good, man. I'm glad. This will be great once we can put this up on the channel, man. I'm telling you. This will be perfect. Finally have a co-op.
Have to do after you took to just go straight ahead.
Just go straight up there. Yeah, a cutscene will start when you get to the top.
Yeah. Or say yes. Yes or no.
This is the final stretch of the road.
Yeah, yes. If you want to go up, say yes.
I can't
So.
wait.
I've
always
I
wanted
got
to
it
visit.
now.
Pinnacle of
Just
peace, here we
to
come.
warn you, the enemies
So
that are up
that's the
ahead are
famous
quite a bit
tower.
more difficult
It's
than the
all
ones
right.
out in the
It'll
field. So
probably
just be
take days
careful.
to get all the way to the top.
Try to make sure you dodge and stay
climbing it?
stay moving. Don't get too.
Have the CPU, like the AI.
They're really actually the AI is really good in this game. It's much better than in a lot of other games like this. So.
Yeah. Tony, you can watch the stream if you want.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're playing Dragon Quest Heroes 2. You can't play co-op right from the beginning. You have to get to a certain point in the game, but we're basically both trying to get to that point now. So probably not going to be able to play co-op today, but you can at least upload the beginning of the game and then
Maybe do it
by the next session.
Well,
by the.
only one thing for
I'm
it
gonna
now.
do
Let's
it
give him the old brush
more
up.
like behind the scenes to get my level up. So
That's cool. Yeah, that's a good idea.
behind the scenes, and then I can.
Oh, and by the way, when I got this game, I got
Bad
the
luck running into bandits out here on your own.
what do you call it?
And I thought I always had the look at them. Didn't always had luck on my side.
You do. After all, you ran into us, didn't you?
Sure, you're not
what do you
wrong
call
there,
it?
lad. I'm blessed to have found you when I did.
I'm drawing a blank. Oh, the Ultimate Edition. I got the Ultimate Edition, so you can actually download a ton of DLC.
All right,
and
you're free to go
I
safely
took the
on
big
your way,
guy
good
down.
sir.
strange items. So.
By the jeepers, you've saved me bacon.
Oh,
so
did you?
How can I ever
There's more of
repay
them though.
yous?
There's gonna be more big guys, so be careful. That's not the only
I
one.
wouldn't start celebrating just yet. Something tells me those
I
bandits
get
weren't
it.
alone.
I get it. I get it.
She's
What
right.
is that?
Oh
No.
wow, wait a
Over
minute.
there.
Is this because I beat Dragon Quest Heroes 1 that I can use these characters? Huh.
They're hiding in the bushes. The big guy.
Yeah, you have to hit the bushes. So,
Of all the cheap tricks, jumping out on people from bushes.
Well, it's not all bad. Looks like they think we can't
Yeah,
see
yeah.
better.
It's
yeah,
not
a bunch
bad,
of.
man.
Exactly.
What's that?
Which gives
The
us the
AI.
element of
Like
surprise.
the CPU. The AI.
Oh yeah, I know. It's really good. It's way better than you'd expect for you know, a game that's just a hack and slash sort of Dynasty Warriors kind of game. It's really good for that kind of style. So anyway,
Thanks for recommending me this game, man. I like
oh
Dynasty.
yeah, no problem, man.
Dynasty
No
Warrior.
problem.
For the
Kind
Lord,
of game.
how many
Yeah,
of
I'm
these
so
villains
glad
are
that
there? We're in a
I finally
square
could get
old pickle here,
this.
so
Because
we
like I
are.
said, I've been.
Oh, I wouldn't be so sure of
I
that.
got
Don't worry.
the first
We've got
Dragon
it
Quest
all under
Heroes
control.
on release day. I was fucking
I'm
so
dead.
excited to pick it up on release day, but this time I couldn't get it at release, and I've been just sitting around wishing I could pick it up and waiting for a time when it was on sale, or I could find a good deal, or I could just get a little extra cash if there wasn't anything else. But there's been so many good releases like Under Night, and
I thought I always
there's
had the look
been
at
some
it.
DLC
It
for a
always
lot
had
of other
luck on my
fighters
side.
like Gundam and
You do. After all, you ran
a
into
bunch
us,
of other
didn't
stuff.
you?
But
Oh, you're not
finally,
wrong there,
it's on
lad.
sale, and it
I'm
was the
blessed to
ultimate
have
version
found
with
yous when
all
I
the
did.
DLC and all the extras, and I was like, you know what, now it's finally time. And you know, my brother used to play a lot of co-op games with me, but he doesn't really play much anymore. So honestly, I kind of
You're free to go
was like,
safely on your
what
way,
would be
good
better
sir.
to just get the version on
Why,
PC and hope that my brother would eventually play with me, or to get the one on PS4 and know that MLA will play for me, and we can do it for Transatlantic Gaming for you guys. So so yeah, this was like a no-brainer. Perfect.
She's right.
And
over there.
judging from your reaction, MLA, I think I made the right decision, because I could tell that you seem to be enjoying this game quite a bit. So yeah, that's I'm glad to hear.
Of all the
glad to
cheap
hear you're digging
tricks,
it,
jumping out on
'cause,
people from bushes.
like I said, I knew you
Well,
liked
it's
Dynasty
not all
Warriors
bad.
games, but
Looks like they think we can't see where
this
they're
one is so
hiding.
unique for
Exactly.
that type of
Which
system.
gives us the element of surprise.
And for Dragon Quest fans like me, it's perfect. Some people that are more into Dynasty Warriors, like and the way their more classic systems work, they're not really into the level grinding parts or some of the like equipment and things like that. But for me, I love it because it incorporates some JRPG elements into a hack and slash game. So that's just awesome.
I died only once. And, I think that's just what you do.
Oh, did you? Give me just a second. I'll be right back. I need to get something.
How many of these villains are there? We're in a queer old pickle here, so we are.
Oh, I wouldn't be so sure of that. Don't worry. We've got it all under control.
Quickly now. We don't want to be overrun.
I
Get
used the
them before they can
tornado
jump
for the
out.
big guy.
Ugh, they just keep coming. Are you doing okay over there?
Oh, don't worry about me. Save your breath. Sounds like you need it.
It'll take more than this shower of amateurs to tire out the best swordsman in the academy.
did it.
Yeah, and don't come back.
That looks like the last of them.
Sure, and I've not the words to thank yous all. If I'd have been on me lonesome, I'd have been Benjax for certain.
So tell us, Pickles, who are you anyway? What's all that rubbish on your back?
But gotta forgive me, manners cultured as I am. TONYskittlezzz the name. Humble weapon merchant of Endertown. Yeah.
Endor. That's not a place I've been to or heard of.
I've never heard of it either.
So you'd never heard of it at all. I'm starting to think my little hunch might be right. I've only gone and wandered into another blessed world. Too busy seeking out that legendary weapon to notice, so I was.
When you say another world, you mean this one, right? So the place that you're from is somewhere completely different, is it?
Sure, 'tis the only explanation I can think of. I
the
love a
English
good
is
old
not
adventure,
bad.
see, and there's not a patch of grass in the whole wide world I've not trodden me foot upon. And yet here I find myself in fields of an altogether unfamiliar green. I was rooting around for a way back home in yonder woods when you lads there took a shine to me, little tips.
Simple as that, eh? You ran into them and they ran after you.
Wait a minute, though. If you don't know how you ended up here in the first place, you probably don't know how to get back to your own world either, right?
No.
It's Tornico, correct? If I might make a suggestion, why not come with us to Accordia and see the High King?
Huh?
His radiance is one of the wisest men alive. Who knows?
Okay.
He may even
I
be
just
able to
finished
help you
the
back to your world.
big guys
Besides,
just now.
Accordia is
Sweet,
where all the best
sweet.
and rarest goods in the world change hands.
So now you're gonna get the next
she's
party
right.
character.
You're coming with us,
The
Pickles.
character I was talking about, Tarenko.
That
You two.
guy
His
with the
name's not Pickles, it's
mustache-
Tornico.
the
You can't just
mustache?
bully him into coming. He can decide for
Yeah,
himself.
the guy with the mustache and the weird hat and the his staff is an abacus. Like I said, it's got an abacus on the top, which is kind of like a an old ass like calculator from like olden times that people
I'm
used
just gonna
to
do
make
one more.
calculations. But
one more part for the stream and call it a day. I don't want the
Okay.
video. I don't want
that's
the.
good actually. Yeah. Because the next time we play, you'll be pretty much almost ready to do co-op. So, in fact, I'm setting up my online profile right now. So, so then next time we get on, we'll be able to do co-op. So,
Yeah. Okay.
but what you should do is after you get done with this area, hang on a second. Let me finish this real quick.
I like the little like water bubble.
The what?
The little minions.
Which ones?
The blue color. Like.
Oh, the slimes. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The slimes have been. That's been a. God, that has been an iconic. What do you call it? RPG? Character for about 30 years now, man. It's interesting. He's like the way that came about is basically when Akira Toriyama, who, like I said, the artist from Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, when he was asked to do the artwork for Dragon Quest, and he started working on the project, he looked at a number of mainstay fantasy creatures and the things that you see in all kinds of different everything from Dungeons and Dragons to different computer role-playing games at the time, like Wizardry and things like that. And so what he did was he took the concept of the slime enemy, which, if you looked at the old slime enemies from back then, they were really blobby, almost kind of square-shaped and very gooey looking, that kind of just was like, this big blob of strange colored goo that had like this weird looking melted face on it, and it was a weak enemy, but it was still a
yeah.
You know, it was like an enemy that was a staple in fantasy games. And so what he did was he softened it up, changed the style to one that was far more like anime style, that would be a lot more, you know, resonate more with Japanese audiences, and then kind of just finalized the design, and that is what you're looking at is the Japanese Akira Toriyama's version of a classic fantasy enemy, the slime. And now, you know, there's slime, what do you call it? Slime memorabilia for everything. Literally everything. There's slime controllers and slime themed PS3s and PS4s. There's a slime themed keyboard. There's geez, what else? There's so many different slime stuffed toys. Oh, did you go back to the first town, or did you walk farther towards the east and hit the castle town where
the castle? Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you see in the middle where there's a priestess behind the bench there? There's a nun who's standing in a big square. It's like right in the, those are like the save points, basically. Those are churches and save points. So so if you want to save and quit, that's where you can go to save and quit. And next time we get on, I'll kind of give you the rundown of what everything is. Not everything's open yet, because a lot of these are shops that are going to be usable once we get to a certain point in the game. But this is right when the story is going to start picking up. So the story and the gameplay is going to start picking up. So yeah, it'll be.
Should I end the stream like then? I don't want the
probably
video.
A good idea. Yeah, we could call it quits for the day. This is a good introductory video to kind of get people get people the idea of what we're going to be doing soon, and hopefully during the next session we'll be ready to actually jump into some co-op. So yeah, man, that's probably a good idea.
Welcome, child. Let us pray.
So anyway, yeah. I guess if you're down, then yeah, we'll cut it right about there. So thanks everybody for watching. We really appreciate you being here. We've been looking forward to doing a co-op live stream for a long time. We've been doing a lot of Let's Plays individually of fighting games and single-player games, but we've been talking about doing a co-op game for a long time, and this one was, when I saw it, I was like, this would be perfect. So hope you enjoy the videos to come. Stay tuned for more, and thanks again for watching, everybody. I'm AxemRed, aka Cory Dean.
I'm
Go ahead and
MLA
take us out,
Gaming.
MLA.
Hey, thanks for watching the video and the stream, and fight on, guys. Peace.
Peace.
Goddess speed.